Hi, I'm John. This is my show, An American Scheme, where I'm proving that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's actual mother. And part of what I do is I prove that Michael Jackson's not a pedophile. Because first of all, in Michael Jackson's life, to prove that he's a pedophile, you're going to have to prove that he's not a virgin. You have to prove Michael Jackson's not a virgin. You're going to have to prove that somewhere in Michael Jackson's life that he developed some kind of a normal sexual desire, and he ended up going into the path where he then turned that into pedophilia, whatever. You've got to show me sex in his life before you can ever take it to the level where instantly, oh, he's got to be sexually gratifying himself with kids. It's like, well, where are you getting this sexual thing from Michael Jackson? Because the reality of Michael Jackson's life is that what we all saw is there was never any sex with him, with women. There was always something weird going on, but none of us ever understood what that was. And then these sellout motherfuckers start calling Michael Jackson a pedophile because he can make money calling Michael Jackson a pedophile. Now it's trendy. It's trendy, and it makes him look cool. Makes him look street, makes him look genuine, like he's a real man and shit, right? Because he can downgrade Michael Jackson on that kind of shit and highlight himself up. It's just a thing that he can do because he's low class. He doesn't care about the reality of anything. All he cares about is how can I make myself look good and sell anything to the public. He doesn't care what the fuck he's selling to the public. Just like right here, he calls himself Katt Williams, the Pimp Chronicles. Okay, well, if he's telling you right off, he's telling you he's a pimp, that means he literally don't care about you as the public. He don't give a fuck. He's like, if you're willing to buy this, I'm willing to sell it. Do we understand what world we live in? Okay, so now this motherfucker, people though, they get mistaken because people are confused. They don't understand what the difference is between a pimp, a street level pimp who will sell you fucking anything. He's just a street level pimp. He's not to be taken serious, not to be taken with any form of respect. He's not an artist because he keeps himself on the pimp level. Once he's on the pimp level, he's just straight telling you, I'm a street level pimp. I'm just here to steal from you any kind of money and hustle from you, whatever I can hustle from you. That's what that means. The title of pimp means I'm here to hustle from you, whichever way I can hustle from you. I will abuse these people to take advantage of your money, whatever. That's what that title fucking means. And he's proud as fuck of it. But for some reason, in this world, people think that this credibility, this street level pimp has an actual credibility in the actual intellectual world. And it's like, no, dude, you do not. And when you fucking step over, you're going to have to deal with real intellectuals who are going to fucking start judging you and exposing you. And so that's what we're doing here today, motherfucker. Anybody... Just like I tell you, when these motherfuckers talk about Michael Jackson, I straight up tell you it pisses me off. And if you don't understand, it pisses me off. This is what me telling you, it pisses me off.
Fuck Michael. We know what the fuck Michael doing. We been knowing how Michael was. If you don't believe me, tell me when's the last time Michael was in a relationship that you believed. Don't worry, I'll wait. When was the last time you was like, Michael is fucking the shit out of that bitch? Not never.
Straight up, not never. Yeah, duh. But for some reason, this stupid, ignorant motherfucker in his life, when he just straight told you, I don't believe any fucking relationship that Michael Jackson was believing. I don't not never believe Michael shit was banging the shit out of that bitch. He flat out told you right there, the actual traits of what you're seeing is this dude's a virgin. The reality and the actual receipts and documents that all prove Michael's a virgin. He was always a virgin until you can prove he's not a fucking virgin. What you're seeing's a fucking virgin. But this ignorant motherfucker wants to downgrade Michael Jackson as being the fucking real artist that he is. He wants to bring Michael Jackson down because he is not an artist. All this dude knows how to do is insult other people, downgrade people, and if you do it in a funny way, and you act kind of, you put on, see, this is his clown suit, his pimp style, for him, it's his clown suit. He ain't a real fucking gangster. He's a clown. And he fucking walks around in his clown suit, his pimp clown suit, downgrading a freaking true artist and a true fucking humanitarian to this world, Michael Jackson. So motherfucker, you want to fucking get into the reality of who Michael Jackson is? Well, let's get into the reality of what you're doing then, motherfucker. You're sitting here telling everybody, Michael Jackson ain't never had sex with no woman. I sure as hell don't believe that. Okay, so Michael Jackson has no history of sexual, no sexual history in Michael Jackson's life. Okay, so for some reason, you're going to say that Michael Jackson became an adult and all of a sudden said, you know what, let me try that sex thing, but let me just start trying it out on kids. You're saying there's something in him where he said, oh, no. So his whole life, we live in the real world. We experiment with things. Things just happen. We don't just do things because everything's in perfect order and we only do. How do we know if we like that? Well, we try it. That's how it goes. So you're going to tell me Michael Jackson, who had access to freaking beautiful, smoking hot women his whole fucking life. You're going to tell me Michael Jackson, having access to all of those women, never had sex with them. And it's clearly obvious to you because, like you said, I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting, right? Clearly. Isn't that clearly the facts of what we're dealing with? So what you're dealing with is a virgin. You're dealing with a dude who's a virgin. But the reason you can't fucking deal with him being a virgin is for some reason there's some weird thing about like all the people out there that like the Michael Jackson fans, they can't deal with Michael Jackson being a virgin. For some reason, it downgrades them and it makes them look stupid. Okay, so the black community, because this guy would not represent himself as a Michael Jackson fan, but he would be a very much representation of what the black community would be. And that's what he's claiming to be from his understanding and knowledge of being Michael Jackson. The world that he was of Michael Jackson, the environment of what he knows is just being what he's talking from as being the black community. And there's a thing about the black community, they can't deal with Michael Jackson being a virgin either. They think that downgrades like all of them. And then the whole reason why none of them can understand anything of what they're actually saying is because what my story is and what it actually proves is that Michael Jackson was given to the Jackson family from his real parents, Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson. And then Diana Ross informed Michael Jackson when he was 10 years old that she was his real mother. She tried to like rekindle their relationship, but then within a couple years, Diana Ross started getting married, building up her own family. Michael was pushed into the Jackson family and forced to live under the strong arm of Joseph Jackson then. Basically, for always. They had to live that lie and keep that whole stuff going. So now, these people, they want to talk about stuff, and it's like just a simple reality. He can't understand why Michael Jackson's a virgin, and it's hard to understand. So since he can't understand that, in his mind, because he's a low-level frickin' street moron, in his mind, all he can think of is like, well, there has to be something sexual if he's hanging out with kids. So in his mind, when he sees Michael Jackson with boys, which is so unnatural, he instantly links it up with sex because he has no documentation of Michael having any sex over here. So in his mind, though, it's got to be sex. Can't ever think on any kind of real intellectual, psychological reason to understand who is this guy? What is he actually showing us? What's he talking about in his songs? The song Billie Jean is actually about the telling of Diana Ross telling Michael Jackson that she was his real mother when Michael Jackson was 10 years old. That's actually what the song Billie Jean's about. Not about anything that all you stupid motherfuckers, all this stupid fucking shit of what you all think it's about. The song Billie Jean is about Diana Ross informing Michael Jackson that she was his real mother when Michael Jackson was 10 years old and literally living in her fucking house. Oh, so now you've got a kid living in that environment. Now can you see where the kid's normal sexual patterns can be? It was altered. And through that alteration of what happened, you get Michael Jackson living as a virgin, living in the Neverland Ranch, calling himself Peter Pan, which is linked to orphans, because Michael Jackson has separated himself from the Jackson family. He does not identify as a Jackson. He does not identify as the child of Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson. He's out there on his own as an abandoned child, mentally feeling like an orphan, feeling connected to Peter Pan. And he never got any chance to develop a natural sexual thing because, first of all, his first understanding when he started to get right into his freaking prepubescent years, he gets hit with the fact that he was given away as a child. And not only was he given away as a child, the reason he was given away is because Diana Ross was only 14 years old, Smokey's like 18, and they're giving him away so they could further their life. He was a nuisance, an unwanted thing in their life. They gave him away. That's the reality of what Michael Jackson had to live with now. So as he's developing in his teen years and he's getting these women coming after him, he sees what's happening with his brothers. He sees it happening. So Michael then, how does he not do it? How does he not try it? Because he's actually got the reality of what he's dealing with, that he's an orphan child. He doesn't want to have sex with some young girl because now Michael Jackson instantly knows, right before he steps into that time, Michael Jackson has just been informed that if you have this sex, it can end up in a child that is abandoned, that, that's what can happen. So how does Michael Jackson have all this love for children and all this stuff and the caring and stuff? Because he's freaking living with the realities that he was abandoned as a child. Everything of what you see, the whole thing, it all comes from the simple reality that Michael Jackson was given away as a child. Everything about what you see about him being damaged, everything about you see his sexual nature, everything. It all develops from the simple reality that he's informed at 10 years old by Diana Ross that she's his real mother. Then that was the real world that Michael Jackson had to live with. And he had to be judged by everybody while everybody's constantly talking about him being a Jackson. He had to uphold and lift up all the Jackson family shit. He had to keep the secret and all the freaking shit of Motown and Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson and Berry Gordy, while all of them are getting praised and glory to you and, oh, it's an American dream. Do you know how fucking bad that must have hurt Michael Jackson, that the Jackson's an American dream movie? If you're that fucking kid, you grow up and you like this and now you've been labeled the American fucking dream. That's what he fucking had to deal with. And then because he's dealing with that fucking shit that's so real in his fucking life, he fucking had one issue. And what was that whole issue around? It's about having sex, because sex leads to kids. And he was abandoned as a baby. That's why he's not fucking having sex. That's why everything is around that. And I actually have real fucking evidence and explanations for what you're fucking seeing. But your stupid motherfucking ignorant ghetto pimpin' fucking ass can't see nothing but shake your ass baby for me. Even when it's a little fucking kid, even when he sees a little fucking kid, he's looking at that kid and saying, look at that little kid shaking his little ass. Oh, he wants it. Mike, that's what he's doing. It's him. You're the fucking disgusting piece of shit scumbag here. You understand me, motherfucking Katt Williams? You're the fucking disgusting piece of shit loser here who looks at a virgin in the real world and sees a fucking child molester. That's you who looks at children and sees them as sexual objects. It's you that looks at Michael Jackson and sees him sexually desiring those children. You're the fucking problem. It's your fucking mind mentality that's the wrong guy. Everything fucked up here. And I can't fucking get people to deal with reality because they'd much rather hear your stupid, ignorant fucking jokes than to deal with my fucking hardcore reality every fucking day in their fucking face, you stupid losers.